What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to the channel. We've got one more full day left of the Dungeon Defenders Awakened free to play weekend. Hopefully all of you are enjoying the game out there and wanted to do our last day of new player tips for DDA. Today we're going to be talking about runes, as runes make up a large portion of the game. At early game, at late game, runes can be quite powerful, and you're definitely going to want to check them out. They can be very game-changing in many senses, and they take lots of defenses just up to the next level. But where do you find the runes that you want? Each rune's location is actually located right on their descriptor. So the Overdrive rune, for example, you see the favored map Tornado Valley. If we go and take a look at our campaign menu, we see that that one is going to drop on Tornado Valley. Now, the favored map is only referring to the victory chest, meaning it's a high chance for that rune to drop, or an increased chance for that rune to drop from the victory chest itself. However, as you're playing through the game, you're going to just get runes dropping all over the map from enemies. If you look at the favored map, in this particular situation, the favored map being Tornado Valley, that means that that rune drops from mobs in Act 2. And in fact, it's better to not target farm the rune based off of the victory chest, just because so many runes do drop on the ground. You're going to find the runes you want much, much quicker off the ground versus the victory chest. Now, since that particular rune was Tornado Valley for the favored map, we can go anywhere in Act 2, even on the Encore map in Endless Spires, and get that rune to drop on the ground just from enemies. So always look at the runes you want. If it's a rune that you don't have yet, remember all the runes will be listed. If you just click on an empty rune slot, it will show all the runes that are available. Full Coverage, for example, is going to drop the favored map on the Bazaar. Strengthened Field, the favored map would be the Outpost. So for the Strengthened Field, for example, of course, the favored map being just the Victory Chest map, it is going to be from the Outpost. That is Act 4. That also means that that rune will drop anywhere in Act 4 from the enemies right on the ground. Every act has a map that is easier or faster to grind. So, of course, to target farm these runes, if you go to that particular map, each individual map is really, or each individual act, really, it's kind of up to you. However, the my personal favorites for grind maps, or what I think is the easiest maps of that particular act, Act 1 would be Ancient Mines, or Magus Quarters would be the two easiest maps. Additionally, by doing Alchemical Labs, you're also going to get that boss fight in the mix that will give you a little extra XP and an accessory, guaranteed accessory drop or boss weapon, depending on the difficulty you're on. In Act number 2, you've got the Endless Spires. It's just kind of the no-brainer go-to map. This is the easiest map and really best map to farm in Act number 2. However, once again, the Throne Room is going to give you a boss fight. On those boss fights, you're going to get a guaranteed accessory drop and a boss weapon if you're on the appropriate difficulty. In Act 3, it would be Royal Gardens. Royal Gardens is just kind of a go-to map. However, of course, we've got the Summit as well. In Act 4, there is just no doubt about it. Foundries and Forges is the easiest map to grind out in Act number 4. So if you want to get your runes in Act 4, Foundries and Forges is going to be a great destination for you. Additionally, the Keep, although it's a much more difficult map, it does have that boss fight. This one's once again going to give you a guaranteed accessory and a boss weapon if you are on a higher difficulty. And then in Act 5 is going off of runes from the other acts. So the runes are all going to be tied to Act 1 through Act 4 currently. Act 5, of course, still has 2 more maps coming in the next update. So once those maps get here, I'm assuming that's when we'll get Act 5 runes. However, Acts 1 through 4 are there for you. The runes are all set to drop. And really relatively easy to farm out. It's just straight up RNG. Pick your favorite map of that act, and then that is where you're going to want to go to grind out those runes. So hopefully that helps everyone out. As I mentioned, runes are just a massive part of the game. They are absolutely game-changing on all levels, and they change the way you think about how you build the maps. So lots of power to be had there from runes. You just have to go out and collect them. And then on a side note, I know a lot of people will ask, well, how do you get the higher quality runes? You can't upgrade the runes. The runes have to drop. So on the easier content, of course, it's going to be lower quality runes. On the harder content, you're going to get the chance of getting the higher quality rune drops. So by all means, get in there, get you some runes, and even if it's a rank 1 rune, rank 1 runes are free to unlock, and they definitely add to your experience. But that will do it for now. Thanks once again. I will be live again today at 1 p.m. We had daylight savings time hit this morning, so we are now on PDT, so it will be a little earlier. Today's drop, of course, is going to be the Apprentice Guardian pet. So make sure you swing on by, get yourself your Twitch drop, and we will be live here in just a few short hours. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time around. Take it easy.